Hey, how's it going? My name's Jonathan. I'm a professional body piercer in Northern California. Fabian asked me if I'd like to host an episode, and so I was more than happy to. I guess since this is a web show based on modification, we can kind of talk about what I have done. And starting from the top down, as you can see, I have my subdermal horn implants done. My friend Mitchell Lovehouse did those. I have a facial scarification done by Luna Cobra. He also did my sclera tattooing. I guess next down would be my ear pointing. It was done by Brian Decker. And a level down. The next, my conches. Those are at a 2 gauge right now, and I did those myself. My nose, I let someone do it that, you know, it's at 7/16 of an inch. Right now I'm wearing Chaos Silicone in these spots. My labret has just been my own little process over years, and it's at 18 millimeters right now. I'm just wearing my comfy piece from Glassware Studios, and Steve Easley performed my tongue split. And my lobes have been just my own process over years, about 8 years now. They were up to 2 inches, but then I just got sick of the game of keeping, what plugs can I wear out and what can I wear and stuff like that. So past years since conference, I've just been wearing hangers and weights and stuff. And a lot of tattooing and other various implants around. Of course, the magnetic implant. And so a few of the other things is let's see, now piercing wise also is on top of that, I do have my left nipple done at a 4 gauge. I have a PA at a 0 and a frenum at a 00, which could fit tons more, but whatever. And then Becky Dill from Cold Steel performed my double lorem, which is at an 8, and Elaine Angel performed my guiche piercing, which is at a 6. And the little guy behind me is 0, and he's 0. What? Say hi. Okay. And so future plans as of right now, I eventually want to have some laser removal done and remove the stars right here. I just don't feel they're as cohesive to the direction I want to go with my body art, because I know that I still have my back to do, and I want to refix my chest, and then I have other spots to fill around the legs and stuff like that. And so I believe I would like Mark somewhere, a little small sticker from that's in Germany, to do at least cover my chest and possibly do my whole back as a double with someone else. He does some really cool, very expressive work that I like a lot. As far as my body art, I'm really completed with the face. I'm very content with where that is, but I'm sure we've all said that before. I guess, so future plans is just, finish my bodysuit out, the areas that I want to fill in. And then once that's done, then go back over everything with just kind of some of little crazy line work and stuff like that. And then, just keep progressing it and see where it goes. Can always do scarification from. And so I guess if you'd like to, kind of check out any of the piercing work that I do, or any of the other, recent modifications, things like that as I get them. Um, yeah, you can go to my Instagram, which is at Fancy Alien Boy, which is all one word, all lowercase. And yeah, just kind of check out the things I'm getting done. I usually only really post if I'm getting a new cool piece of jewelry or modification or doing a guest spot or a piercing I really like. So if you're into those kinds of things, by all means. Um, you know, one of my kind of things is that I feel that because I do, as you can tell, live a day to day, you know, as somebody with extensive work, and as someone with extensive work, I kind of feel there's certain responsibilities and almost, I don't want to say code of ethics, but an attempted code of conduct for being somebody that is pierced or with stretched ears or visible tattooing and stuff like that. And which is, you want to make sure that you remain the most level-headed person in the room. You want to attempt that you are going to be the one that is sure that you're correct on something before you speak up on it. That you're always kind and courteous to other people. That you're willing to lend a helping hand, to be a good person, to lead by example and not wait for example to be set. Because and I see it a lot of the times, that when younger people, they get body art and stuff like that, and then they go out and they act bad, it really reflects negatively upon all of us and everybody that's, like myself. My first piercings in a shop were getting my lobes pierced at a 10 gauge, because in in the early 90s, the awesome thing was, awesome acrylic jewelry, and so yeah, that's kind of where that was headed. But yeah. The times. Now, since Fabian said that I could host an episode, and I figure, it would be kind of fun to maybe try to kick something off, kind of get something reoccurring, that maybe other people that host will do and stuff like that. And so, I wrote down a few questions to, I guess, ask myself. But if I had to pick 3 albums stuck on a desert island, I would say, I don't know if, like, dual albums are cheating, but I guess since I just made it up, kinda, or I'm setting the premises, no, they're not. So, I would say 40 Licks, probably a Bone Thugs and Harmony greatest hits, or at least East 1999. I don't know if I could go eternity without that. Third, should I just stump myself with my own question? I would have to say, could very well lean towards the Beatles, or yeah, probably just the Beatles, maybe. Abbey Road, or Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. That's a tough one. I just stumped myself with my own question. So, next. Favorite movie. I guess favorite movie would have to be, it's probably always basically been natural born killers, but I really more into it for cinematography and the basis of the story and things like that than the visual, than any of the gore. So it's not really where my, you know, head is at on that. Some of the things that I feel would be really cool, you know, um, to I think possibly have done in the future, is that on down the road is maybe a Fibonacci spiral. I kind of jump around topics, as you can tell, but whatever. Let's see. So, yeah, what got me into this? I mean, I've always been getting pierced and I've been getting tattooed since I was old enough to, and even though I didn't necessarily go to the greatest of places, but tried wising up eventually, The it might have been being younger and seeing the guy with the larger gauge lobes. There's a lot of old correlations that I'm not really sure where they fall to yet, and they kind of express themselves in certain ways, and then there's certain nostalgic connection that I didn't realize was there until after getting the modification, and then let's say rewatching something or rehearing something, and I'm like, oh, that's where that stemmed from. So, yeah, there's some of the those aspects that are definitely going to play into everything. So I guess to give you a little closer look at some of the modification work that I have done. Let's see. I actually wouldn't mind touching this corner of this lobe up to where, and this maybe a little more to where they both kind of point in accenting directions to the, yeah, little idea, I don't know. But I wouldn't mind having the tattooing removed. I really love how my facial cutting came out. He did an awesome job. Same with my eyes. I'm very happy with both. They now, but keep in mind that that doesn't mean I endorse the procedure as a whole. I want that to be clear that it's something that has to be understood, that there are grave consequences that can happen, and even fortunately the people the person that I went to, being Howie, he's done a great job, and every work I've seen from him has been great, and I've never heard any negative or seen any negative, and that's my personal experience. But I still want just people to know that it's a very cautious thing that you go into doing irreparable modifications, things that can't be undone. You're really changing the course of everything, and remember, there's always time. As a professional piercer, like, yes, I will do conches up to like a 4 gauge and then taper them up. But before I do that, I will pierce somebody at a smaller size to ensure, and let them wear a larger 6 or 8 millimeter top on there, and see if they like the size of that. Let them wear that around. Let them see if they're comfortable with how that feels on the side of their head, that they're not really going to be doing too much sleeping on that side anymore and stuff like that. So, it's just things that, be sure of these things before you do them, and like really step back and think about what is the base reason of why I want it. Um, just to requote Steve Hayworth from a previous movie being modified, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, is he bases it that there's 4 reasons that people get work done, and that's for shock value, uh, personal adornment, sexual gratification, and cathartic release. So, stop, and no, none of those things are wrong. None of them are, and it just know why you're doing something before you do it. And just be wary of everything, and remember that just because friends might promote it and things like that, at that time I've seen there's a lot of people within the industry that are taking the turnaround and closing things back up, and are kind of second guessing decisions. They're getting to their mid-20s and so not liking it. Myself, I'm very happy because I'd got my neck tattooed when I was 21 on the side, and the other side, that little luck piece, and then it wasn't until I was 25 that I did my hand, and then around the same time did the other side of my neck, and then 2 years later when I was like 28 did this, and then it wasn't until I was into my 30s that I did my face. And so but I'd already been, when I was 18 I had tattoos on my forearms and stuff like that. But just be wary. It's not a race, that's for sure. It's not a race, and it's kind of funny that I say that because people think I swept into the modification thing quickly, but I just feel everything happened at the right time. And when you're sure of yourself, you are, that you're sure of yourself, it's understandable. I know the feeling. I definitely do. But yeah, I hope this was somewhat enjoyable and semi-informative. If you ever have any questions about heavy modification, stuff like that, I'm open to answer. Like I said, my Instagram is @FancyAlienBoy, or you can always contact Farah. Awesome person. Fabian, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.